Doing the parikrama, accompanied by two great devotees, both Maharajas, is your special good fortune. So therefore, you are all the most fortunate souls in this universe that you are actually able to do this parikrama.
Haribol.
So, to speak something in front of them is too much. But just like a child blabbering in front of the father, permission of both great souls, like to speak something in glorification of this place and today's program. So, between us, we will cover a few topics. So, I will speak about Father Sevanam, which is the devotional service of this island, which is Kola dwip. And I will also speak something about Jagannath Das Babaji, will be my quota. Then Antarangatulasi, she will speak about Kola dwip, that why the name is Kola dwip, the importance of Kola dwip. And she will also speak something about Dhameshwar Mahaprabhu and few other things, because she can speak many things. I'm sure you already experienced her nectar. So she will add few more things. And of course, both Maharajas are welcome to add whatever they want at whatever time they choose. Hare Krishna. Om Jagannath Das Babaji Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamahyam Dadati Sukaramikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavasya Shri Rupam Sarvajatam Sakhavinathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sarvadutam Parishanitam Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sarvadita Shri Vishakhantanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jatpade Gopesha Gopikakanta Radha Kantanamute Sattagachana Gauraki Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shivamani Devi Namami Haripige Manchani नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशकारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Thanchana Smrite Yasmin Puskaram Sukaram Bhave All of you have come to Mayapur before, or any newcomers are there? You raise your hands, some are coming first time.
Yeah.
Okay, few newcomers. So for the few newcomers, first of all, I want to teach one secret mantra to all of you. Those who come to Mayapur, they may know this mantra. So this is especially meant for newcomers. If you chant this mantra, anytime when you are in trouble in your life, if you chant this mantra, the trouble immediately goes. You like to learn this mantra? Huh? So it's very secret. You should not tell anyone. Okay, I'll teach you. You please raise both your hands. Okay, already?
Yeah.
Very carefully here. If you don't raise your hands, mantra will not work. So you have to raise your hands. Raise both your hands. Now, ready? Chant. This is the most secret mantra. If you chant this mantra, whenever you are in trouble in your life, if you just lift both your hands and then simply call out to Gauranga with full heart, all your trouble will easily go away. You must stand. Who is giving this guarantee? Krishnadas Goswami is giving this guarantee. He say Kathanchana Smrite Yasmin Duskaram Sukaram Bhave Vismrite Viparitam Sat Sri Chaitanyam Namamitam. Some or other, if you try to remember Lord Chaitanya, even the most difficult task will become very simple. But if you cannot remember Lord Chaitanya, even the simplest thing will become the greatest of dangers. So therefore, this material world every day is great danger. So every day we should remember Lord Chaitanya by lifting both hands and loudly chanting, Oh Ranga! Oh. You do this, you can always be happy. So this is something which when you come to Mayapur, you should definitely learn. Anyway, so today we'll talk a little bit about Padasevanam first. So in the seventh canto, there's nice sloka where Hiranyakashipu is asking Prahlad Maharaj, what did you learn from your school? And then Prahlad Maharaj replies to him saying that I learned Navamida Bhakti, this is the best thing. This is the best thing to learn. And now Prabhupada gives a very long purport to that. And in that purport, of course in Navamida Bhakti, Padasevanam is also there. So Prabhupada actually gives different definitions to Padasevanam. So the first definition to Padasevanam is very straightforward, that you serve the lotus feet of the Lord. That means serving the lotus feet of the Lord means meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord. You can also serve the lotus feet of the deity by massaging the lotus feet. Like we have Panchatattva, big brass deities. Every day they require massage. So devotees go and massage the lotus feet, whole body also. So you offer some service to the deities, lotus feet, offer flower to the lotus feet. All these things constitute Padasevanam. Thinking about the lotus feet constitutes Padasevanam. And also serving Vaishnavas, it constitutes Padasevanam. Serving the holy Dham, it constitutes Padasevanam. So how this is Padasevanam? Because the Lord is called as Tirthapada. Narada is saying, Pradayaka Swaviryani Tirthapada Priya Shravaha Ahuta Yoge Shikram Darshanam Jatachi. When he is explaining to Vyasadeva how the Lord is so eager to hear Nama Sankirtan. So he is calling the Lord as Tirthapada. Tirthapada means Prabhupada gives three meanings of Tirthapada. First meaning he gives of Tirthapada is that the Lord's feet, lotus feet, is the abode of all the holy places. That is one meaning of Tirthapada. That the very place becomes holy because the Lord's lotus feet has touched that place. Otherwise, there is no question of that place becoming holy. So therefore, since the Lord's lotus feet is going and touching in all those holy places, the Lord is called as Tirthapada. He has his pada in all the tirthas. So that's second meaning. The first meaning is the holy places reside in his feet. The second meaning is that his pada is there in all the tirthas, so he's called Tirthapada. And the third meaning is that those who carry the tirtha in their heart, like when Yudhishthira sees Vidura, he is saying, Bhavatvida Bhagavatas Tirtha Bhuta Swayam Vibho Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani Swantastena Gatha Bhutha. That Tirtha Bhuta Swayam Vibho, you are the one who is carrying the tirtha in the heart. So you are tirtha personified. So therefore serving you is also serving the tirtha. So those tirthas, those great devotees who carry the Lord in their heart, they reside near the lotus feet of the Lord. So therefore the Lord is also called as Tirthapada. And they also reside in the tirthas because the Lord's lotus feet is the tirtha. So when you go to a holy place, the most important activity in the holy place is to actually listen about the holy people there. In Bhagavatam it is said that if one simply visits the holy place and thinks that holy place is a place which is in far off distance with some water, which is generally the conception of Hindus, that when they go to holy place, they first of all want to go to a far off place. This is number one. And number two, they want to take a dip in some water there. Maybe water reservoir, water river, ocean, whatever it is. So then they think that that Tirtha Yatra is completed. That we went to long distance and then we took some dip in water, that means Tirtha Yatra is completed. No. The real purpose of Tirtha Yatra is to identify with, to feel kinship with, to hear, to get absorbed in the activities of great devotees who have done something substantial in those tirthas. And that is what we are trying to do today. We are trying to absorb ourselves in the activity of Jagannath Das Babaji. So this is Bhagavad. And why should we absorb in those activities? Because by such activities we can get inspiration. And then we can do something to serve them. That they get pleased. They get pleased. Gaura Bhava Bhuvistvam Nirdesha Sajjana Priyam. This is how we pray to Jagannath Das Babaji. That he became very dear to all the Vaishnavas because he was able to uncover the place of birth of Lord Chaitanya. Gaura Avirbhava Bhuvistvam Nirdesha Sajjana Priyam. Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Jagannathaya Klesham. Vaishnava Sarvabhauma, in his time he was called as the best of Vaishnavas because he was so fixed in his sadhana. Sometimes he would just go fasting for 2 days, 3 days without any water also. He would just chant, and then no water, no food, nothing. He just go 2-3 days just chanting. And then he was so absorbed in Gaura Bhajan that initially when he actually came to Vrindavan. And his parampara was also not ordinary parampara. He came from a very illustrious parampara. He came from the parampara of Baladev Vidyabhushan. Baladev Vidyabhushan had one disciple, his name was Uddhav Das, and then his disciple was Madhusudan Das Babaji, and his disciple was Jagannath Das Babaji. So he came from a very, very strong parampara. And initially he did his bhajan in Vrindavan, in Suryakund. And sometimes you spend 6 months here, 6 months in Vrindavan, you go here, there, you spend time like this. Then during his final years, he said, no, Vrindavan is not for me. Vrindavan is for very highly elevated people. I don't want to stay in Vrindavan. I will go to God Bhumi. That is the place for me. And then he came here. Some people, some historians say that he lived for 144 years. Some historians say that he lived for 145. Some of them say 147. So he lived for a long time. Minimum 144 years, 145 years he lived. Out of that, almost substantial amount of time he spent here in this place. He was doing his bhajan in this place. Initially this place was nothing. He was just sitting, there's a tree there. I hope you all had the darshan of the tree. He used to sit under the tree, look at Ganga and then do his bhajan. Then there was a small tent where he used to be there. And then people used to come to him, they used to give him some dakshina, used to collect his money. But he was very, very attached to the dham. And once he wanted to know from the disciple, how much money I have, can you please tell me how much money I have? And the disciple knows, Gurudev, if I give the entire account, he will blow up the money in one day. And then next day, he will be with zero balance. So, the disciple, he is thinking that let me hold little bit money for Gurudev's service. Otherwise, Babaji, he will simply go fasting, he will not eat anything. So he was thinking that, okay, I will give him the account, but I will hold 12 rupees from the account. And in those days, 12 rupees was a big money. It's not like a small money. Maybe like this time of 12 lakhs or something like that. It's huge money. You could do a lot of things with 12 rupees. So he thought I will hold 12 rupees from the account, then I will give the rest of the account to him. That time, Jagannath Das Babaji was very old. His eyelids were drooping on his eyes and he could hardly see. So he gave the account of the money and then Jagannath Das Babaji asked him, okay, what about the 12 rupees? Where is that 12 rupees? Okay, now what to do? Gurudev is asking for the 12 rupees, give it. So he gave. Then he said, okay, now you buy Rasgulla and then feed all the cows of Navadip Rasgulla. This is the program. What is the program? Feed Rasgulla to all the cows of Navadip. This is the program. So he gave a wonderful program of feeding all the cows in Navadip. How many of you fed cows now in this parikrama? Only 2. So sometime when you have time, you should go to Gosala and let them feed cows. This is Jagannath Das Babaji's program. Whether you feed Rasgulla or not, you feed some bananas to the cows. So something should be done. So then like this, also one time what happened was that there was some dog here and the dog had 6 puppies. It had 6 puppies. And those puppies were very fond of Jagannath Das Babaji, and Jagannath Das Babaji was very fond of those puppies also. And exactly when his prasad time would come, then the puppies also would come. And they would honor the same prasad which he is eating. And he would also happily eat the puppies. And he would actually count how many puppies are there, whether all of them came or not. Mangalarti attendance like that, whether everybody comes from Mangalarti or not. He would attend, he would count puppies, prasadam attendance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, all of them are there to eat prasad. But his disciples were so bad that this is Guru's prasad and the puppies are eating and he's also not bothering. So it breaks his heart. Then one day he thinks, okay, let me just take away the puppies. So he took away the puppies and then he gave the prasad. And Jagannath was always waiting where the puppies are not coming because they are already confiscated. So then Jagannath Das Babaji understood there's something wrong. So then he called his son, where are the puppies? Puppies are itchy. We cannot tolerate this. He said, no. They are not going to eat. I am also not going to eat. They are harmless. Yeah? Harmless. You should respect. So, everything in Dham should be respected. The trees, the grass. There is nice prayer of Brahma and Krishna in Brahma Mohan Lila. So, Brahma is telling that, can I become grass in the Dham? And Krishna is like, grass in the Dham? You think it is cheap to become grass in the Dham? Then Brahma thought for something, oh, maybe it's too much for him. Then he said, can I become grass outside Vrindavan? So that when Vrindavan people walk out of Vrindavan, sometimes their footprint can come on me. I will go outside the boundary of Vrindavan, I can become grass there. And then Krishna is like, Brahma thought, oh, I should be Brahma. I should not aspire to become grass inside, outside. I should do my job, which is given to me. Then he said, okay, I will do my job properly. Then whatever you want me to become, I will become later. So then he took leave of the Lord and then he went. So everything in the Dham is very, very valuable. Kunchat, Kokila, Hamsa, Sarasa, Gana, Kirti, Mayira, Kule, Nana, Ratna, Muna, Nibaddha, Vidapa, Sriyutta, Vrindavane. Very beautifully explained in the Saragoswami. What is the value of the Dham? So sometimes you go through very narrow lanes, sometimes you see open drainage, sometimes you see so many things. This is all the act of Praudamaya. Use of Praudamaya. This is her act. She wants to cover the Dham. There is Nana Ratna Bola Vitapa, Sriyutta Vrindavani. It is there. Sriyutta Vrindavani is there, but it is covered. For those people who simply want to see the narrow lanes in the open drainage, it is covered. You can't see. But if you want to really see the Dham, then you can see the Dham through the activities of great personalities. By hearing about them, by what they did, but how they actually valued the Dham. And then we get some inspiration, okay, let us do some service to the Dham. Let us be part of some service to the Dham. Let us do some service to the Dham. So, this way, he was very attached to serving things, serving the animals in the Dham. And he was very attached to his bhajan. and many people used to come to him to beg for alms. And then what happened was, one time, one particular person was coming and he was begging for alms, and generally Babaji would not give anything to anyone. But this guy was insistent. He was telling that I need something. Without getting something from him, I will not go. For 2 days, 3 days, he's simply waiting. He's not going. Then Babaji, he said, okay, he called his servant, and then he tore one small piece of his clothing and then gave it to him. He said, go and eat this. So, when he got the clothing, he got the message. What is the message? First of all, control your senses. Before trying to become a saintly person, control your senses. The same message Prabhupada gives in the preface of Letter of Instruction. Prabhupada says that in all spiritual life, the first thing one should do is to control the mind and senses. And then one should raise oneself to mode of goodness. Then, how to make further progress will be revealed. Prabhupada writes in the preface of Letter of Instruction. So, this way, Jagannath Das Babaji, he was residing here, and his servant, he bought this place for 10 katta land at that time for 40 rupees. He bought this place, and then there was a small shed was made, and later somebody donated to make 2-3 rooms here, and then one lady donated to make a well. So this way, finally Jagannath Das Babaji had some place to stay and do his budget, and he left his transcendental body here, and of course this is Samadhi. And the most important thing which he did was Gaur Avirbhav. There was a lot of controversy about where Mahaprabhu appeared. Even now there is some discussion whether Mahaprabhu appeared this side or that side, and some of them they claim that Mahaprabhu appeared this side. So this research was done because Ganga keeps changing her route. She is a very dynamic mother, and she wants everything to be dynamic, so she keeps changing her route. So therefore there was some controversy, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, because he was a magistrate, he studied the various things in the various places, and various old maps, new map, everything he studied. And then he also studied the various scriptures, and then came to the conclusion that the Yoga Pit should be in the present place. But he also wanted another confirmation, which is spiritual confirmation. So therefore, he requested Jagannath Das Babaji, and then Jagannath Das Babaji was carried in a basket. You can see here, Biharidas is carrying him in a basket. At those times, this place used to be like a jungle. So therefore, you see all these tigers and things like that. Now it's become concrete jungle. But at those times, it used to be like a jungle. So he carried him there. They went to Mayapur, in that particular place, which was owned by some farmers, and those farmers were saying that this land is very, very useless land, very strange land. This land is useless land. Why useless land? Why very strange? Because whatever we try to put here, only Tulsi will come. We try to grow so many things here. We try to grow paddy here. We try to grow spices here. We try to grow so many things here. Only Tulsi comes. Nothing else comes. So when Jagannath Das Babaji reached that place, even though he was carried in basket and he was not able to move, and he was like this, and at that place he became so energetic, and then he jumped out of the basket, and then he started dancing and singing Lord Chaitanya's name, like that he was singing. And then that became a confirmation that the Lord was born there. And not only that, he also revealed Shiva Sangha, and he also revealed other places where the Lord did various pastimes. So therefore, he is a very important Acharya for us, because he actually gave us the place of pastimes of the Lord. Just like Rupa and Sanatan, they went to Vrindavan, and Mahaprabhu himself went to Vrindavan, and then he actually discovered the various pastime places of Krishna, and then he gave us those pastime places. The similar service was done by Jagannath Das Babaji. He actually gave us the pastimes of Gaur Leela. And the pastimes of Gaur Leela are more important than the pastimes of Krishna Leela. Why they are more important than the pastimes of Krishna Leela? Because in pastimes of Krishna Leela, if you have to take part in Rasa dance, very difficult. Very, very difficult. Very, very easy. But when same Radha and Krishna, when they combine together and dance as Gauranga, then to take part in that Sankirtana dance is very, very easy. It's very, very easy. It's not difficult at all. It's very easy. When we distribute books, because Prabhupada called books also as Sankirtan. And then when we dance in Kirtan, we are actually dancing with Radha and Krishna. But this is easy way of entering into Rasa. This is unqualified people can enter by distributing books and by chanting Kirtan, because Radha and Krishna are dancing. So, therefore, the pastimes of Gaur Leela are in one sense more important than for us than the pastimes of Krishna Leela. Yadi Gaur na hoito, tabake hoito, kemone dharitante, Radhar Mahima, Prema Rasa Sima, Jagate Jagannath. So therefore, it is very, very important Acharya for us, and we should carefully meditate on these pastimes, and we should take the mood of serving the Dham, respecting everybody in Dham, and carrying the Dham, because, and always remembering doing Gaur Kirtan, doing Krishna Mahamantra, Gaur Kirtan, is very, very important. It's a very nice place, very important place where you come. One of the places of our great acharyas. Bhaktivinoda Thakur actually considered him as a Siksha Guru, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur had a lot of discussions with him. And this is the one last thing I will say, and I will finish, because it's a very important point, which very closely connects to what Prabhupada wanted. So, one time, the different people who actually came to take some initiation and to actually hear Krishna Katha and to get some Upadesh from Jagannath Das Babaji, they complained to Bhaktivinoda Thakur that Thakur Mahashay, we actually came to Babaji to hear Krishna Katha, to hear Ashtakaliya Leela, to do Leela Smaran. But Babaji Maharaj has told us to grow vegetables. And he is telling us to wash vessels. And he is telling us to do different service for the deity. We are not hearing the Ashtakaliya Leela. Now what to do? Can you please help us? Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, oh, this is the right thing to do. First of all, you have to do service. According to your own inclination, you should do service. And you should first of all purify yourself by that service. And without purifying yourself with the service, if you simply try to hear Ashtakaliya Leela, then only it will give rise to more and more anarthas. More and more anarthas. So this is what Prabhupada also wanted. Prabhupada wanted one ashram to be established in ISKCON. Prabhupada wanted people actually to be engaged according to their propensities in Krishna's service, do some service, purify themselves nicely, chant Hare Krishna, and then wait for the mercy of the holy name, so that everything will get revealed in the pure heart. When our heart is purified, everything can be revealed. So like this, there are unlimited glories of Jagannath Das Babaji. We can keep speaking, but you are also here from Antaranga, and you also have to go for Prasadam. So I will stop here. I will give for the real nectar to now come out from Antaranga. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Very good. The real nectar you already heard. Of course, this is also real nectar. It is directly from the lotus lips of Thakur Bhaktivinoda, who is directly hearing and who is repeating the words of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. So this is also it. So we will continue from where we stopped yesterday. So where did we stop yesterday? Mayapur. We were in Mayapur, and that night, where did Nityananda Prabhu stay? Naimisharanya, Pushkar. So after staying that night,
This program after the Parikrama, you have a peace program.
So yeah, so there Nityananda Prabhu, Jiva Goswami, they were all staying that night in Madhya Dweep in Naimisharanya, Brahma Pushkar. Next day, where did they go? So next day, they woke up and in the morning they went further in Madhya Dweep to Kurukshetra. So after going to Kurukshetra, like we discussed yesterday, from Pushkar, further ahead is Kurukshetra. Today, present day, we do not know, it is not yet revealed by the Lord's mercy where is Kurukshetra, but it will soon get revealed. So they reside in Kurukshetra, they visit Kurukshetra, and then they proceed to cross the Ganga. So from Madhya Dweep, when you cross Ganga, it's a very, very special part of Ganga over there. That is called Panchaveni. From Madhya Dweep, when you cross, there is Kola dwip on the other side. And there is a very beautiful place called Panchaveni where Ganga is confluencing with 5 streams of all beautiful rivers like Alakananda, Mandakini, Yamuna, Bhagirathi, Ganga, they all confluence there. Very, very auspicious place. Nityananda Prabhu says, if a person leaves his body in air, in water or earth in that place, he regains Goloka Vrindavana. You're going to leave in Panchavani, Hari. Please go and swim in water. I think taking a dip is very risky there. It's very deep and very, very huge place. But it's a very beautiful place. So there, Panchavani is so auspicious. Nityananda Prabhu describes the glories of Panchavani. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur very beautifully describes that when it was noon time, by the time they woke up morning, they visited Kurukshetra, and then they're crossing the river, it becomes noon. And in the noon, when Nityananda Prabhu is crossing Panchaveni by boat, it looks like the sun is not in the sky, but the sun is crossing the horizon in Ganga. Nityananda Prabhu is shown like the sun, and he crosses Madhya Dweep, he crosses Ganges from Madhya Dweep, and he visits Kola dwip. Just as you all have crossed the river and we have all come to Kola dwip today. Nityananda Prabhu is so happy when he arrives at Kola dwip. And why is he so happy? Because this Kola dwip is not different from a very, very special place in Vrindavan. This place is known as Kulia Pahad, is not different from Giriraj Govardhan in Vrindavan. Actually, here in this altar, if you had darshan, there is the Govardhan Shila worshipped by Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj himself. The deities are present here. So he comes to this place and he is so happy, and with great happiness he tells the story of why this island got the name Kola dwip. So Nityananda Prabhu says, long ago in Satya Yuga there was a Brahmana staying here. Brahmana's name was Vasudev. This Vasudev was a very ardent devotee of Lord Varaha. He had a great desire to see Varahadev and he would worship Varahadev every day. When he was worshipping Varahadev, and he would always pray to the Lord, please let my eyes be successful by getting your darshan one day. Praying like this, he was worshipping Varahadev, and soon, very shortly, one day, Lord Varahadev appeared in the house of Vasudev. In this island, the house of Vasudev Vipra, suddenly it was so brilliant, and Varahadev was so tall, like a big mountain. He was very tall, body was red in color, and he wore all wonderful ornaments. He had a beautiful white tusk, and he was standing as tall as a mountain. And this Brahmana was so happy. He considered himself the most fortunate person in the world. He was confused what to do. He began to cry. He began to roll on the ground. And Varahadev was so happy seeing the devotion of Vasudev. And then Varahadev speaks to Vasudev. Oh Vasudev, you are my very dear devotee. I am satisfied by your worship. When Kali Yuga comes, I will display my pastimes here. Hear my words carefully. In the 3 words, there is no comparison to Navadvip. Though it is hidden now, this is my very dear abode. The scriptures confirm that all holy places reside here. The place where Brahma performed the sacrifice and I appear to kill Hiranyaksha with my tusk, that holy place is present here. The place where Varahadev he killed the demon Hiranyaksha, that pastime, that holy place is also present in Kola dwip. So this place is the eternal abode of Varahadev. Like you visited in Godrumadvip, you saw Narsimhapalli. Lord Narsimhadev eternally resides there. It's his own abode. Like the Varahadev is here. Tomorrow you will be visiting Madhukrimadvip, where Lord Ramachandra eternally resides. So all the incarnations of the Lord, they also eternally perform their pastimes in Navadvip. And all the holy places present in the world, they are eternally present in Navadvip. Like yesterday we saw how Pushkar is telling that actually we don't come from there to here, rather we are all present here. And just from here we manifest our glories and our, you can say, branch office everywhere in all other places. Then Varahadev continues. By serving Navadvip, all tirthas are served, and by living in Navadvip, the fruit of living in all other tirthas is attained. You are fortunate to serve me in Navadvip. When Gauranga advents, you will be born here again, and you will see the Maha Sankirtan, the astounding form of Gauranga. He gave a blessing also. This is a very special feature of Navadvip. When we see, in Navadvip, we have seen mostly pastimes that happened before Mahaprabhu's appearance. Like Surabhi Kunj, Indradev also appeared before Mahaprabhu's appearance happened. In Simantadvip also Parvati came before Mahaprabhu's appearance happened. And the devotees who worship, who in different ages, they didn't even know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to appear. They don't know Navadvip is a very special place. But they reside here, and when they perform Krishna, when they serve the Lord, at that time the Lord is very pleased, and He comes and reveals that in future the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will happen here. Without even them asking, He very mercifully gives them the benediction that when my pastimes start as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you will all be able to participate. So Navadvip Dham is by nature very merciful, because it has the mood and it serves the mood of its dear Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the most merciful incarnation. So Navadvip Dham, the devotees of Navadvip Dham, the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, they are all very merciful. And therefore, it is Navadvip Dham is the most conducive place in Kali Yuga to perform Krishna consciousness. When we perform Krishna conscious activities here, then we get multifold benefits. The Lord is very easily pleased. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur says so much about Navadvip Dham. He says you need not come to Navadvip Dham to get the benefit. Wherever you are, you just remember Navadvip Dham. Then Navadvip Dham appears there, and you get all the benefits of being present physically in Navadvip Dham just by remembering Navadvip Dham. Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj, he always says in every parikrama that we should try to memorize the names of all the 9 islands. And in the morning, wherever we are, when we wake up from sleep or when we go to sleep, sometime in the day, keep allocated time and just recite the names loudly, all the 9 islands. And remember that, okay, Antardvip, Mahaprabhu's birthplace is there, Simantadvip, Jagannath temple is there, Simantari Mata is there, Godrumadvip, Surabhi Kunj is there, Mother Surabhi Cow is there, and she is there, Narsimhadev is there, Harihara Kshetra is there, Godrumadvip, Kola dwip, Dhameshwar Mahaprabhu, Praudha Maya is there, Jagannath Das Babaji, Samadhi is there. Like that, as much as what we can recollect, every island, Madhyadvip, Hamsavahan is there, Naimisharanya is there. Just, it will take us maximum 5 to 7 minutes to remember all the 9 islands, the holy places. Just by loudly reciting these names, by remembering these pastimes, we get the benefit of visiting Navadvip Dham physically. And that helps us in improving our devotional service to a very great extent. Just the memory of it. It is very important to mindfully remember. We may be in Navadvip Dham and we may forget the glories of Navadvip Dham. Very important to very mindfully remember the glories of Navadvip. So like this, Varahadev, without he got the Vasudev Vipra got the blessings that in Kali Yuga he will again appear and he will get to participate in the Sankirtan pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Varahadev disappeared, and Vasudev Vipra, he began to read the scriptures again. He was a very scholarly devotee in Satya Yuga. He read the scriptures, and by the mercy of the Lord, he could understand from the scriptures the pastimes of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Though they are very secretively, very confidentially mentioned in the scriptures, by the mercy of the Lord, Vasudeva Vipra, he read from the scriptures how Gauranga Mahaprabhu would appear. In great bliss, Vasudeva performed Sankirtan. He constantly sang the name of Gaura within his mind. And after seeing the mountainous form of Varaha, Vasudeva carefully decided to call this place Kola dwip Parvata. So what is the meaning? Kola means boar. So Varahadev's form has another name called Kola. Varahadev has the form of a boar, and that form is called Kola in Sanskrit also. So Kola dwip means the island of Varahadev. And it was called Kola dwip Parvata because the Lord appeared as tall as a mountain. So he named this place. And Nityananda Prabhu says, this is Giri Govardhan of Vrindavan. And north of Giri Govardhan, if you see, is the Bahula one present. So all the 12 forests of Vrindavan, they are also present in Navadvip Dham. Antardvip, the place where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, that place is Gokul Mahavan. Yesterday you went to Godrimadvip. Godrimadvip is not different from Nandagram. Similarly, this place, Kola dwip, is not different from Giriraj Govardhan and Bahulavan. They are all present here. So this is the glories of Navadvip Dham. In this way, Nityananda Prabhu, he so happy being present in this wonderful island of Kola dwip. They perform Sankirtan, and every time we see, almost so many times in this book, throughout this parikrama, we see when Nityananda Prabhu tells a pastime, immediately Jiva Goswami is so enlivened. He's so attentively hearing and gets into the pastime, and he also starts to roll on the ground. He starts to cry in ecstasy, and so many times because of his crying and his desire to see the Lord, so many times Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally appears in that place. He appears in that place and he starts to perform Sankirtan. Even though Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not present in Navadvip when Jiva Goswami and Nityananda Prabhu are doing parikrama, that time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in Puri. But for Jiva Goswami, immediately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears. So the Acharyas say that even today, Gauranga Mahaprabhu is performing his pastimes in Navadvip. Eternal, this is eternal pastimes. 24 years he performed manifest pastimes in Navadvip. Everybody in Navadvip could see Mahaprabhu doing Sankirtan, Mahaprabhu taking bath in Ganga, Mahaprabhu walking on the road. But after 24 years, after Mahaprabhu went to Neelachal after sannyas, then they couldn't see Mahaprabhu in Navadvip anymore. After Mahaprabhu unmanifested his pastimes after 48 years in Neelachal, nobody could see Mahaprabhu anymore performing his pastimes. But still eternally in Navadvip Dham, Gauranga Mahaprabhu is performing his pastimes. And personalities who have devotion like Jiva Goswami, they who sincerely desire to see the Lord, they get to see the pastimes of the Lord directly. That is why we need the mercy of the personalities like Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. When he went to the place of Mahaprabhu's birthplace, he could immediately see. He could see this is the house of Jagannath Das Babaji. This is the house of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He began to dance. This is my Nimai's birthplace. So he could see. So by their mercy, by mercy of Praudhamaya and Vriddha Shiva, you visited the temple of Praudhamaya. So she is the mistress of this Navadvip Dham. She holds the right to reveal Navadvip Dham to us and to not reveal Navadvip Dham to us. Like Prabhu said, we can, if we do not pray to Praudhamaya or if we do not sincerely want to see the Dham, then we will only end up seeing the faults in the Dham. What externally we can see, we'll see the traffic, we'll see the drains or whatever the shops, all these things. But when we want to see the Dham, we want to understand the glories of the Dham, we want to experience the Dham, then we need the mercy of the Vaishnavas of the Dham. The senior most Vaishnavas of this Dham are Vriddha Shiva and Praudhamaya. They are present since even before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime started. They are always present here, and they have been given this service and they have been given this right by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That Praudhamaya Devi, you have the right to reveal Navadvip Dham to everyone who comes. You will cover it from the sight of the non-devotees. If somebody comes to Navadvip Dham with a desire to enjoy materially, to make money, or with any other sense gratificatory ideas, that will also be facilitated in Navadvip Dham. That is Praudamaya Devi's job. She will facilitate that also. But to that person, she will never ever reveal the glories of Navadvip Dham. They will never ever get the taste of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime. They will never ever understand that how auspicious, how fortunate they are to be in Navadvip Dham. But if one sincerely prays to her, if the devotees come and they ask her and Lord Shiva and all the other Vaishnavas, senior Vaishnavas like Srivas Thakur, Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, Gadadhar Pandit, Kola dwip Sridhar, Vasudev Vipra, Divadas Pushkar, all these devotees, when we pray at their lotus feet, that just like you all got to see the pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you all got to understand how fortunate and how wonderful is Navadvip Dham. Please reveal that to us. Then by their mercy, we can very easily attain Navadvip Dham. And only when we attain Navadvip Dham can we attain Vrindavan also. Yesterday Maharaj was very wonderfully explaining that how Vrindavan is present, but the entry to Vrindavan is not direct in Vrindavan, but it is via Navadvip Dham. One needs the blessing and one needs the mercy of Navadvip Dham. We need the mercy of the devotees and of Gauranga Mahaprabhu to enter Vrindavan Dham. This way, Nityananda Prabhu describes the glories of this wonderful island of Kola dwip. There is another wonderful book written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that is Navadvip Bhavataranga. What is Navadvip Mahatmya? It is a description of the parikrama that Nityananda Prabhu is taking Jiva Goswami on. And what is Navadvip Bhavataranga? Navadvip Bhavataranga is a parikrama of Navadvip Dham that Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself is performing, sitting in one place. His mind is wandering through the 9 islands, and in ecstasy, he is directly perceiving the different personalities in each island. And it is one of the most practical ways how we can also perform the parikrama. It is one of the practical ways how staying in our house without getting carried away by the externals of the dham. We can also directly try to perceive the dham in the footsteps of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So how does he perform parikrama of Kola dwip in Navadvip Bhavataranga? It's so beautiful. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that I will cross first, just like Nityananda Prabhu. Across the Ganges from Panchaveni is enchanting Kola dwip, where the Lord appeared before his devotee in the form of a boar. Here, when will I stand on the bank of the Ganges, and when will I view the opulence of this place? Then he mentions a very beautiful point. Then after a few moments, the Lord, Gaurachandra, king of the sannyasis, will mercifully appear before my eyes on that large residential rooftop. Very special glory of Kola dwip is, this was the only island that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited after sannyas. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, he never returned back to Navadvip, but he returned back to one place in Navadvip. On one of his journeys to Vrindavan, when he came to Bengal, he came to this one island of Kola dwip. And here he came back, and all the Navadvip Vasis who, when Mahaprabhu performed Leela for 24 years as a scholarly, as a child, he grew up as a very naughty student, then he grew up to be a very responsible grahastha, and then he inaugurated the Sankirtan movement. During all this time, not everyone in Navadvip knew the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Many of them thought he's one among us. He's a very proud scholar, or some of them did not like the way he's chanting loudly on the streets. Many people in Navadvip would criticize. Such a wonderful Brahmana boy. Why is he wasting his time joining with the Shrivas and crying in the streets like a madman? Like that they would make fun of Mahaprabhu. But all of them, when Mahaprabhu took sannyas and when he came back to Kola dwip, they all received the mercy of the Lord. The whole Navadvip, everyone who criticized the Lord, everyone who loved the Lord, they all got to see him again. They all got the mercy of the Lord. They all got Krishna Prem. So the Lord came back to Kola dwip, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur's mood is so beautiful. He says, seeing the golden effulgence of that sannyasi, I will fall to the earth in great eagerness. Just as when the gopis saw Krishna dressed as the king of Dwaraka, they cried while remembering the pastimes of the bank of Yamuna. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, When I see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the form of a sannyasi, he feels just like the gopis of Vrindavan felt when they saw Krishna as a king in Dwaraka. Same Krishna, but the mood is different. And they were earning to take him back to Vrindavan. They wanted to see him as Vrindavan Krishna again. Bhaktivinoda similarly says, I long to take my Lord back to Mayapur, where shining in the dress of a young boy with long curly hair and dhoti folded thrice, he performs pastime with his young friends in his home. We want to take Mahaprabhu back from the sannyasi wish. He wants to bring him back to Antardvip and again see the form of the Lord as a young boy, as the prince of Mayapur, as the moon of Mayapur, just like how we are dressing Panchtattva every day with long curly hair, wearing many ornaments, wonderful turban, wonderful dhoti, so many flower garlands. That form of Mahaprabhu is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is wanting. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that he recites a prayer to Kola dwip. So let's all recite this prayer to Kola dwip together. O Kola dwipa, be merciful to this worthless person.
Be merciful to this worthless person.
Allow me to reside in Navadvip amongst the devotees. Give me the right to the wealth of the pastimes of Gauranga. May Gauranga be my Lord in life and death. Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki Jai. This is our prayer at the lotus feet of Kola dwip, friends service at the lotus feet. So we pray to Kola dwip that may Gauranga Mahaprabhu be our wealth at life and death. Always he should be our life. Kola dwip ki Jai.